Hey YouTube world, welcome back. Today we're going to talk about the most powerful words in the vocabulary, so stay tuned. Hey, so let's get into it. The most powerful words are, oh, let's pause for a second. I do want to remind you about the rule for this channel, the only rule for this channel, which is to not accept or reject anything from the start, right? Allow for information to come in, allow for yourself to digest that information, and then push it out with an informed decision in the sense of which route you want to take, right? Rejecting it, accepting it, or it could be right in the middle, right? We don't have to be that strict in the sense of choosing one or the other. You can take part of the information and say, hey, I can apply this, to my way of thinking or my way of being as I go forward. I can apply some of it, and maybe the rest of it, maybe not. But it's important for us to not accept it or reject it from the start, let it come in, and then make it an informed decision. I also mentioned in my introduction that I do like to smoke cigars from time to time. It is one of my hobbies. And today I'm smoking the Montecristo Platinum Series, right? And Montecristo obviously is been around forever. Those who smoke cigars or has been in the cigar world need no introduction to it. It is a very well-known brand, and it's been around for ages. Now, for me, in my opinion, it's a hit or miss with Montecristos for me. Some of them they're just kind of an okay cigar, regular cigar, and then there's others like this platinum one that is just very flavorful and tasteful, and it's a beauty to enjoy. I also, for those that know me, know that I drink coffee, black coffee, Spanish café negro, all day, every day. And I like to pair the coffee with the cigar. To me, it's one of the best pairings out there. You can actually pair a cigar with many other things, but we're not gonna get into it. But I was introduced to coffee. Fun fact, right? I was introduced to coffee when I was very young. Thanks to my grandma. God bless her. Um, she introduced me to it very young, as far as I can remember. But I don't get the side effects that a lot of people get, right? I don't get the pick me ups, which I envy people who get that. So I could be sleepy, drink it, I enjoy it, but it's not like I get a boost of energy that says, hey, this wire me up. But then the good side about it is that I could drink it at any time, and then I could drink it at midnight and go to sleep, and I don't have to say or be that if I drink it after 6 p.m. I can't go to sleep all night. So there's some good and there's some bad. There's a lot more good in my opinion, than bad. But cafecito is always on my side, and is very tasteful. But to get back to the topic, right? The most powerful words are the words I am, right? And I'll explain, right? So we all been familiar with the power of positivity, thinking optimistic, manifesting good stuff. Just kind of playing with not playing with the universe, but using the universe and pushing out positive energy in order to create positive things. We all seen or heard about the book The Secret as an example, right? At a time, many people were reading it. A lot of people read it, probably still reading it today. There's been documentaries about it. So, we're all aware that there is a way of being, right? A way of approaching this day that if you do it positively or with a positive attitude, that good things, will tend to happen, or you're manifesting good things in your life, right? So I believe in that. I'm a true believer in it. But to me, is one thing is knowing about it, and another thing is putting that knowledge into practice, right? And that's what I was missing for a long time. Is that yes, I read the books, yes, I saw the documentaries, yes, I learned from other people in regards to how important it is, and I agree with that opinion and that idea. I believed in it, but it wasn't until I listened to a video, a presentation from the late Dr. Wayne Dyer, in which he mentions that the most powerful words are the words I am. And it's because those words, not just, because of those two, but what follows those two is what's critical, right? If you're using the words I am and you're following that with a negative statement, then for the most part, you're going to stay stuck in this cycle of disappointment. You're not going to move forward, and, it's just a dark, place to be in. If you use the words I am and you follow those words with a positive statement about yourself, then you're giving yourself an opportunity to move forward, right? We're not saying that just by thinking positive or saying something positive that everything's going to be sunshine and rainbows. It doesn't work that way. We got to be realistic about that. Life is not, that straightforward. It's more of a roller coaster ride. But what it did for me is that it gave me sort of a stop sign. right? Now I have a moment that being mindful of being aware, I have a moment that I get to decide which route to take. I'm either going to think positive about myself or think negative about myself. And the words I am gives me that stop sign, right? So again, it's not something that you're going to change overnight. It's not something that you're going to be able to say, all right, I know it, now tomorrow's going to be different moving forward. You got to put it into practice, right? It's just like working out or going to the gym. You're not going to go 1 day or 2 days and your body's going to be different, right? You got to be consistent, you got to be disciplined, but eventually with time, you're going to start seeing results. And it's the same thing with the mind. So the words I am are the most powerful words you can use because of what follows. And you have to be very, very careful of that. Now, another way to connect it that I found, because I always like to do this, I like to connect the wisdom, in the fundamental truth in it, is that, we all know Henry Ford, obviously, great successful businessman, changed the auto industry. He has a very known quote out there that is, if you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. Right? If you think you can or you think you can't, you're right. It's the same thing as using the words I am. If you use the words I am and follow that with a positive statement, good things, you're going to start manifesting good things. And especially how you feel about yourself. If you follow with a negative statement, then, again, you stay stuck in that cycle. So connecting those two, and it, for me, is very important because it shows me how you can put these things into practice, right? So again, knowing information is the start. Putting this information into practice is what allows us to change. And I use that as my stop sign to say, be mindful, be present of where you are, and then make the right decision going forward. Another quote that I found is, and I didn't find the author of it or who came up with it. So, but I'll read it to you. Is what you tell yourself every day will either lift you up or tear you down. What you tell yourself every day will either lift you up or tear you down. Now, I don't know who wrote that quote, couldn't find the author of it, but it's very similar or pretty much the same language as the Henry Ford quote, and also how we can use the words I am. And that's the beauty of this, is that successful individuals that are very wise, they give us the secrets, right? They tell us, hey, this is what worked for me. This is how I look at life. But again, it's one thing to know it. Knowing it is not enough. It's putting it into practice that will make the world of difference for us. And that's what this word I am did for me. So I wanted to share that with you today. Please comment. Let me know if it makes sense for you. Let me know if you have a different way of looking at it. Let me know if there's a better way to explain it, or if you have another connection to another wise individual or successful individual, how they were able to use it and put it into play, or if you disagree. The beauty about it is that we can have that back and forth communication, make it productive, and then see how much we can learn from one another as we go forward, right? Let's be better tomorrow than what we are today. There's actually, now that it comes to mind, Jim Rohn, who was also a very successful coach and public speaker, he has a very simple quote which says, for things to change, you have to change. For things to change, you have to change. Actually came to mind now. And, there's another way to connect, all these different, pretty much the same fundamental truth, but different ways that they're explaining it to us. So please feel free to comment. I do appreciate you spending some time with me. I know your time is valuable, and I truly, truly appreciate that. And I'll see you next time as we discuss another topic. Have a good one.